I've written previously on Fifth Wrist, shout out to Fifth Wrist, about a Audemars Piguet Moonphase calendar watch that I bought at auction by mistake, right? And that was not a mistake that I was willing to live with. Like I sold that watch, right? Because it was and a big part of that was because it was like, okay, like this is a really, really, really expensive lesson to learn.
Yeah. And so were you concerned about, like, what was sort of the mistake that you felt like you made? Were you just concerned about the amount of money you're putting in one watch? Were you afraid that this watch was going to depreciate in the future? What was sort of the mentality?
No, I think it was more a question of opportunity cost at that point, which was that if I'm going to spend this much money on watches, then is this the watch that I want to buy right now? Or are there other things that I would rather allocate this money toward?
I see. That makes sense.
Yeah. And so I was like, yeah, I don't know that I'm in a place where I even care that much to appreciate this watch. And so it's just not fair to the watch itself, really, or to myself and my money to have it be tied up in this watch. And so, yeah, I sold it. Luckily, I didn't lose any money on it, but.
Right. Yeah. It's always this funny story, like this funny contrast, I guess, between, it's an endlessly debated question, right? With a certain amount of money, do you buy one or a few really nice watches, or do you buy a much larger collection of cheaper watches? And like, I think that, yeah, like you said, I think you have to be at a certain point in the maturity of your collecting, journey, to be able to make that commitment to put like all your money in one watch, or all your money in like two or three watches, right?
Or to even spend that much on a watch.
Right, of course, yeah, even to spend. But this is assuming that the comparison assumes that you spent the same amount of money overall. It's just that it's allocated between a different number of watches.
Right.
So like I would say that for me, if I were to recommend like a philosophy in terms of this specific question, I would say that, yeah, like buy more cheap watches earlier on in your collecting so that you can refine your taste. It's literally the definition of refinement, right? You're dealing with a lot of items and you need to filter out the good ones from the bad ones, right? What you like versus what you don't like. Dilute, the essence of what is it that you like, and then find the few grail pieces that are going to, fulfill that set of, desires for you. Right.
Learn how to appreciate.
Right. That's when it comes, like when we're talking about, maximizing our returns as a collector or as an enthusiast, I think that's really what it means, right? How do you get the most appreciation, the most enjoyment? I know appreciation is sort of a confusing term because it could mean financial or it could mean emotional. But when I say like appreciation in this case, I mean like the enjoyment, to maximize our enjoyment of watches with the amount of money we're spending, right? And that's not just on our current collection, that's on, all the watches we've ever bought and sold, right? And so that to me is what you're optimizing for when you talk about this optimization function.